Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by for a visit today. I hope we have a good time hanging out together. So today is Monday and I'm racing around trying to get my stuff done that I need to get done today. Um, we have something that we need to do this afternoon, and so I need to be ready and waiting on Big Daddy when he drives up. But so I'm kind of been real busy this morning, and I'm doing this video a little different from the previous days that I've been doing these videos. But anyway, it'll all be fine. Today I'm drinking caramel cappuccino coffee. Mm, it is really good. So that K cup came from this box right here that Michelle had sent. It is a variety box of different coffees, hot chocolates, and teas. This came from Amazon, and I'll just show you what all the sides look like. But anyway, it is a variety box. I think you can find these on Amazon, and I'm just sampling different coffees and different teas, and I'm loving it. Just not knowing what I'm going to get, just reaching in and pulling one out. And today it was caramel, and I said, ah! It's because I do love caramel. Matter of fact, when we go out this evening, before we come back home, I think I'm going to see if Big Daddy will go through Sonic and let me get a caramel shake. I hadn't had one in a couple of weeks, and yeah, I'm overdue. So I am crocheting on this wrap that I'm making. Um, Here is what we have so far on the wrap. Today I'll be getting color for day 31. This is what we have going on. You can see it is growing a lot, and that would probably be like plenty for some people. Um, but I wanted mine longer, and I'm about 5'7", so I want mine to come down below my rear. I was thinking to the back of my knees, um, but I don't know. We'll see. Right now, I'm going to put this color in while we chat for a little bit, and then we'll see what the new color is going to be. And I do want to mention that I'm not on Facebook. I am the only place I'm on social media other than here on YouTube is Instagram. And my Instagram is llama.mama.kayla. And that llama does start with two L's. And so I know people have tried to find me on Facebook. And someone did ask a question that they asked, was I ever on Facebook? Yes, I used to be on Facebook. It was a big time waster. It ate up all my time. I could get on there and, an hour, 2 hours later, I'm like, I haven't even done anything today. I've been on Facebook. So I'm glad I kicked the habit of clicking on Facebook. Um, I would rather be crocheting than sitting there scrolling. I don't know. So I'm not on there, but I used to be on there. There is, she says she saw pictures. Let me think. What did she say? She asked, did I used to be on Facebook because she saw pictures? But yes, I used to be on Facebook, but I'm no longer there. There is a Facebook account there, but I don't check it. I don't look at it. I hardly ever click on Facebook. The only time I even click on Facebook to open that is if I'm looking for a picture that I know I've, taken and posted. I'll go and look through photos to try to find a picture or something, but I don't read anything. Nothing. So anyway, yeah. So I am going to be crocheting this blue in. I did not get to work on this yesterday evening because Big Daddy and I went to town, and we were gone quite a while doing some errands and getting things done that we needed to get done. And so we just, when we got back last night, we still had some things that we had to tend to here at the house, and I just did not get time to crochet. But anyway, so I'm doing that now, and we're going to chat a little bit, and then I'm going to pull out a new color. This hat I'm wearing, I am doing a tutorial on this hat. I haven't quite finished the tutorial because life has just happened, and but I'm going to get back to filming the rest of that, and then, you know, editing it, putting it all together. So it's coming. It's just life, beautiful life. So on this blue that I'm putting in right now, I'm doing crochet, double crochet, chain one, skipping one space, one chain down here, and then double crocheting. So it creates this little window looking row. And so that's what I'm doing with this color. And we'll see what happens with the rest. Okay, let's see. I have some questions here that I thought I would answer while I am crocheting. So someone asked, how long do I have to take that chemo medicine that makes me so sick? Did I already read these? I already read those. Yep, already read those. I need to turn the page. And let's see. Okay. But someone did ask, why take the medicine if it makes me so sick? Okay, so on that same topic, why do I take that medicine even though it makes me so sick? Because I have scleroderma, and my scleroderma has progressed a lot. Lately, it has scleroderma hardened my esophagus, and so I can't swallow foods. I have a feeding tube through my stomach down here. I have a feeding tube, and that's where I get formula. And so now scleroderma has started hardening my heart, and that's scary and dangerous. They said it's only at stage 1 right now, but we want to slow down that progress, right? So this medication that I'm on is going to slow that down so that it doesn't harden my heart so fast. So yes, being nauseated is worth it. It's worth it. You know, getting to spend a little more time with my kids and my husband. So I guess being nauseated is the flip side of that. And I started taking my medicine on Monday. So by Monday, I'm feeling pretty good. Like today, I haven't taken my medicine yet. I'm going to take it this afternoon. So right now, I'm feeling great. And this is the perfect day for me to do things, get things done, see my family, and all that kind of stuff. Because after I take the medication this evening, I'll, you know, start getting nauseated. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'll be nauseated. But anyway, okay, so someone asked about this crochet strap. Yes, Jennifer at Cinnamon Stitches sent me this crochet strap, and that is what is holding my hook there for me so that I can still crochet. This is a camera strap. When she was she was thinking about me before I had my last finger amputation, and she was thinking, oh, how is she going to still crochet? And her camera was there, and so she was looking at her camera strap, and she was like, I bet the crochet hook could hold on to that, and that could go on the hand. Now, Big Daddy did modify this a little bit with some Velcro straps because the straps that came on it needed to be buckled together, and I couldn't do it by myself. So, because these fingers are numb and just weak, and they do not coordinate with me when I'm trying to do things, they work against me. So, he did add Velcro straps instead of the straps that were usually on this. So, anyway, Jennifer sent this to me because she thought it would help hold my crochet hook, and it does. The larger size hooks or hooks with bigger handles are great with this strap. I have other straps that I use for different hooks. If it's a smaller handle, I have straps that fit that better. If it's a medium size handle, I have straps that fit that better. So yeah, it's going good. And I appreciate Jennifer so much for thinking of me, first of all, and trying to figure out, how's she going to crochet? But I appreciate her sending this to me. It has been wonderful. So, anyway, somebody had asked where the strap came from. Okay. Someone asked about if my family has had a DNA check. No. I imagine that would get really pricey. And so, and it's not medically necessary, so I know insurance wouldn't pay for it because they don't pay Blue Cross Blue Shield. They don't pay for things that are medically necessary, such as my formula and supplies I need for my feeding tube. Blue Cross Blue Shield does not pay for none of that. So I know they're not going to pay for something that's not necessary. Or I don't know. Maybe that's the way they work. They don't pay for things that I need. I know that. But so they asked if we had DNA check, and they wanted to know, like, if my kids have kids, are they going to have the same thing? We don't know. We don't know. Um, and then they asked, did me and Elijah have the same thing? No, Elijah has cynophilic gastroenteritis, which is an overgrowth of eosinophils that come in and start attacking the body, like the esophagus, the stomach, the intestines, duodenum, rectum, all that kind of stuff. So we did not have the same thing. His was totally different from mine. Mine is scleroderma hardened my esophagus. His was eosinophils. So he had to be on a formula that was broke down. The amino acids were broke down so small that the body didn't recognize the protein in it. It's very complicated. Like, I never really understood it, but I just knew that what we had to do to make life easier for him. So anyway, someone asked, do I buy toys for Phoebe? Yes, all the time. Phoebe loves toys. When I get home from town, she is so excited. She wants to see what's in my bags. And so sometimes at Dollar Tree, I pick her up little stuffed animals or little toys or cat toys or just whatever. But she always wants to look in my bag and see. She wants me to actually get everything out, get something out of the bag, show it to her, let her look at it and sniff it, and get something else. She wants me to go through that whole process with everything I bought. But I don't always have time to do that. And there have been times where I didn't get her anything, but I'll just look in her little toy box and pick up something that she hadn't played with in a while. and put that in my bag and pretend I got that for her. Oh, as though it's silly. But anyway, she loves toys. She sleeps with toys. If I take toys out of her bed and like wash her bedding and stuff, and I don't put those toys back, she gets them and puts them back in her bed. Um, she don't like anybody messing with her toys. She wants them left alone in her bed. Now, I do rotate her toys out a lot, except she has a couple that has to be out all the time. But mostly, I have a box and I rotate her toys out. Like if toys have been out for a little while, they go in the wash, and I get some, clean toys out for her. And then when those have been washed and dried, I put them in the little toy box. And so I kind of rotate her toys so that she has like new toys all the time. Same thing I do with my kids when they were little. I rotated toys. Let's see. I can't hardly read this because it's written in pencil and it's just chicken scratch down there. Someone asked about a favorite family vacation. When our kids were little, we went to the beach. We always went to the beach. We would go down to Gulfport, Mississippi, and Biloxi, Mississippi. That was a cheap vacation little trip for us. It's about 4 hours away, and um, that's what we always did. We usually did it like once or twice a summer, sometimes at the beginning and sometimes at the end of the summer. But that's what my kids grew up doing, is going to the beach every year. And so we just love that, going and just sitting out on the beach all hours of the day and night, letting the kids play and have fun. Um, and then we would, one thing that we always did was right after we got there, we would go to like a souvenir shop, and everybody would, get a little something. And then usually like they would go to the car and I would hang back for a moment and I would buy a big bag of mixed seashells. And then and then when we went to the beach, I would have that mixed bag of seashells in my bag. And while the kids were playing, we would kind of just chunk those out, just throwing them out, around. And then the kids would find them and discover them, and think they found these beautiful shells on the beach. And so what was funny about that is sometimes people would be walking by and they would be like, "Oh, look," and they would bend down and pick up a shell and think they found something wonderful. And me and Big Daddy, we would just laugh. We'd let them pick up the shell and just go on. Um, but anyway, that's something that we always did for our kids, and it was quite funny when adults would walk by and pick up our shell and keep walking. uh, let's see. Let me see what that says. Have I? Wait a minute. Oh, someone asked, have I ever talked to anyone who was, I'm sorry, I can't really read my writing here, who was Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, sometimes called Mormons. Yes, I had a wonderful friend. I'll say I had. She still is. She just moved out of state. And so we don't talk that much anymore, but sometimes I see posts from Instagram, and I like her post and she likes my post, things like that. Anyway, um, we had met through homeschooling, and she was Mormon. Her and her wonderful family, I loved them very much. We all hung out together. We did lots of you know family activities together, would hang out. She was a great friend to me, and I hope I was a great friend to her. But we had lots of things going on and hanging out and stuff. Um, we, did not have the same religious denomination, but we, talked about that in the beginning, and we decided not to let that stop us from being friends or anything like that, because we really loved each other, and we had a great friendship. And we did go through some things together where I had to stick up for her because some other people didn't get to know her. They wanted to judge her by denomination, and sometimes people do that. And I've just never been one to do that. So, yes, I love her very much, and I really miss that she moved out of state and that we aren't as close as we used to be. But anyway, that was a great question. Somebody wants to know, when did I lose my first finger? I lost my first finger in 2013. I did not have any clue that I had Raynaud's. I had not had previous symptoms. Um, I just did not. I was not. I didn't even know about Raynaud's. Like, never even heard of it. And just out of the blue, I started having symptoms. My finger turned black, and I'm talking, it turned black. And that was my first experience with it. A lot of people have experiences, and they'll, get diagnosed with Raynaud's, but it's not severe or not to the point of needing to get a finger amputation. My first experience was that finger is going to have to be amputated. So, yeah, that's really strange. Somebody asked, um, how did Big Daddy ask me to marry him? I really can't remember. I meant to ask him. I think we were just hanging out on a date, and he said we should get married. I really can't remember, to tell you the truth. It wasn't anything memorable. It wasn't like this fairy tale proposal or anything like that. Um, I think we just decided we were getting married. I don't remember. I'm going to have to ask him if he remembers. He'll probably come up with something. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't like a fairy tale proposal or nothing like that. It was just hey, we should get married, and we got married. I mean, we did plan the wedding, and we had a wedding and everything, but I think it was just a mutual agreement that we needed to get married because I can't remember anything else. I don't know. It would have been like 32 years ago, so I don't know. Uh, I can't read my writing because I just jotted these down. Strong. Oh, someone asked if I like my tea strong or if I make my tea weak. Strong. I like flavor. And then they asked about, somebody else asked about Louisiana tea. Well, I meant to bring that box in here. At Walmart, you can, in the tea, there's just like the box of tea bags, there's just like Louisiana tea. That's what we buy, and we call it sweet tea because we add sugar to it when we make it. While it's hot, we add sugar to the pitcher of tea because we don't make just tea by the cups. We make tea by the pitcher, like a gallon pitcher of tea, and we add sugar in that. So yes, Louisiana tea is just that's what it's called. let's see. Snakes. Someone asked about, do we have snakes? I think they asked about water moccasins, and seems like they mentioned two snakes. They wanted to know. Yes, we have all sorts of snakes here in Louisiana. Um, that is a concern when you go outside. You need to watch where you're stepping, and especially in the fall when there's a lot of leaves on the ground. Copperheads look the same as the leaves, so you do want to watch where you're stepping. Um, when Dakota was in the 10th grade, actually, it was the day before we were starting school, because this was my plan, and what I did kind of every year. We would spend a day cleaning house, getting the whole house clean, like deep clean, spotless clean, ready for the school year. And then we would spend the next day outside doing yard work and all that kind of stuff that needed to be done. And previously, I would already have made my curriculum plans and set out, set our goals and stuff like that. So the last day we would do yard work, and then the next day we would start school. Well, so this particular year, Dakota was starting 10th grade. We we had done yard work all day long, and then we came in, and everybody was getting their showers and baths and stuff. And I had some things that I needed to return to Walmart. And so I told Dakota, he was supposed to take his dog out to walk the dog to go potty. And I said, hey, go put this in the van. So next time we go to Walmart, I'll have it and can return this. And so he goes out the door, and he wasn't no more out the door than he was opening the door coming back in. And so I kind of looked at him puzzled, like, what are you doing? Because he still had the item that he was supposed to be taking to the van. And he said, he was like, he looked real confused. And he said, I stepped on a stick and it bit me. And I'm like, what? And so I said, come sit down. And he sat down and put his leg up, and it was bleeding. I wiped the blood away, and I could see all these teeth marks on his leg. And the teeth wrapped around, like there was teeth marks here and teeth marks here. And so I hollered to Jody that Dakota's been bit by a snake. And so he come in there and looked, and he asked Dakota where he was. And so he went outside and found the snake. He beat it to death. I guess he got a stick or something. I don't know what he got, but he beat the snake to death. And then he came back in and got his gun, and he went out and shot the snake. And he told me, we need to go to the hospital, stay calm, because Dakota needs to stay calm, and let's, get him to the ER. So I had Elijah and Dakota. Elijah was too bad, and so I had to gather up all his supplies that we needed to take with us, because we had been outside working all day. Matter of fact, Big Daddy was fixing dinner at the time. We hadn't ate. Dakota had not even gotten a bath yet. I think Elijah had got his. I had mine. Dakota was fixing to get his, and then he was going to walk his dog first, and then he was going to get his bath. And so we got our stuff together real quick, got in the car, or we got in the Jeep, and rushed up to the hospital. And I think we called them ahead of time to let them know we were coming, but I don't think that made any kind of difference, because when we got there, they were just like, oh, have a seat. And we were sitting in the waiting room, and Dakota's leg had already was swelling. It was super red and just swelling. And Jody went up there and said something, and they said, they'll be with you in a minute. Just, have a seat. And then we was out there another, I don't know how long, 15, 20 minutes. And then Jody went, and he's like, no, you don't understand. He needs to be seen right now. He got bit by a snake. Do you want us to leave and go to another hospital or what? I mean, he was really upset. And Big Daddy doesn't get upset. So let something happen to one of his kids, he's upset. Anyway, they did take him on back and looked, and they marked with a magic, like a marker, the swelling, and the swelling kept going up and stuff. And so, anyway, he ended up in PICU on antivenom, and they were measuring his leg every hour to see about the swelling, and it was just continuing to swell, even though he was getting antivenom, and he ended up getting a lot. I hate to even try to quote that because the number I'm thinking doesn't really sound normal, but he ended up getting a lot of antivenom, and the doctor had came in and talked to me and said, if the swelling doesn't start to go down in the morning, we're just going to have to cut his leg open and let it just like heal that way or something. I don't know. But it scared me to death, and I prayed and prayed and prayed all night long. The next morning, the swelling started to go down. So he was in the hospital probably about a week, at least 4 or 5 days, getting the antivenom. And then when he came home, was he on crutches? Yeah, they didn't want him to put weight on that leg, so he was on crutches for a little while. But it did heal up really nicely. Like, they were worried about him having tissue damage, because that can sometimes happen. But it didn't. It healed up. And copperheads are not the most dangerous venom-wise snake, but they are one of the most painful snake bites. So he was in a lot of pain. I mean, once he was at the hospital, he did get pain medicine and stuff like that. But beforehand, it was very painful. But anyway, yes, snakes are an issue in Louisiana and probably all across the South. Someone asked, when I'm in town, do I ever get recognized from YouTube? No, I've never had that happen. Sometimes people will say, like, I know you from somewhere. Did I go to school with you or something like that, and I'll be like, I don't know. We'll talk about what year we graduated and stuff, and then as we walk away, I'll probably say, oh, they probably know me from YouTube. I'll say that to my kids or to Big Daddy or something, just being funny and silly because nobody recognizes me from YouTube. But anyway, I just think that's funny. But no, I've never had anyone to recognize me from YouTube. So, yeah. So I just joke about it sometimes. Oh, someone wanted to know, is the piano still here? Oh, yeah. That piano's not going anywhere. I know that, but I still pick at Elijah about it and act like he's taking it with him, but we all know that piano's not going anywhere. That sucker is huge, heavy, heavy. So, yes, that piano is still there in the parlor. It will probably always be there. I wish that Elijah could take it, but we know that's not happening. And let's see. Someone asked if I've ever done plastic canvas crafts. A very long time ago, I did some things with the plastic canvas. I don't really remember buying yarn for it, but obviously I did use yarn. And I don't even remember. I made Christmas ornaments or something one year. And then I had some of that canvas, and I guess I already had the yarn. I don't know. But at one point, when Dakota was little, I felt like he needed some practice with hand-eye coordination. He wrote terrible. He was a terrible writer, still is. But anyway, so I was working with him for some hand-eye coordination and trying to just strengthen his hands so that he could possibly write better. And so I found some little pictures and had the plastic canvas and big tapestry needles for him, and had him like creating these pictures, and they were like little kid pictures. And so he liked doing it, but he would pretend like he didn't. So one day, my friend Angela was in the car with us, and he said, "Now she's got me sewing." And he said it with such disgust, like that was the most horrible thing his mom was doing to him, was making him sew on this plastic canvas stuff. And then after Angela got out of the car, he asked me, could he do that when we got home? Kids, you just never know. But yeah, after she got out of the car, he asked, could he do the plastic canvas stuff when we got home? Um, oh, someone asked about the puppy parade video that I was planning to do. I did that cat parade, and we was doing a puppy parade. This is what happened. That video has never happened because my son was going to put it together for me. He had put the cat parade video together. Well, when I got ready to ask him to put the puppy parade, his dog died, Taco. He was a Chiweenie that Dakota had for 12 years. And so his dog just died. I couldn't ask him to go through all these dog pictures and put this video together. And so I just put that on the back burner. But now Dakota is, he's grieved, and I think he still grieves for Taco a little bit, but he's went through that process. He has a new dog now that he got just before Christmas, actually. And so I think it's time that, enough time has passed that I can ask him to do that. I still have all the pictures. All he has to do is go in my email and search dog. I believe that was our word that we used. And he can find those and put that together. So I'm going to ask him about that. I'm not promising it's coming up in the next day, week, 2 weeks, but I'm going to talk to him about that and see what we can't do. Because, yeah, I just couldn't ask him to do that video after he just lost Taco. Oh, somebody asked about my glasses. Yes, they are readers. And I'm wearing like a 250, 275 in readers. And I use them not only for reading, I use them for crocheting. I use them for just about everything. Like I just wear them all the time. And I know most people don't do that. Most people can't see out of them to just do daily stuff or to whatever. But yeah, I wear them all the time. Ugh. Well, I'm running out of the blue, so I'm going to go ahead and open our baggie to see what the new color is for today, for day 31. So I'm just going to take this all off. Ah. And let's see what color we're going to be adding to this now. Oh, so it's like a gold color. So that is going to go on top of this blue. So we have that tan, olive green, and then that blue, and now it's going to be gold. So that's what color we'll be adding in. That's pretty. That is a pretty color, gold. So anyway, this is what I got going on so far here. Uh-oh. I like it. I like the way it's looking. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me a little while today while I answered some of these questions and just rambled on. But I will see you all again in the next video, friends. Bye. Remember, it is a beautiful day to crochet.